What was Peter's role in shaping the Christian church as we know it today? How did this fisherman from Galilee rise to become a cornerstone of the world's largest religion? The story begins in the humble fishing village of Bethsaida, where Peter, then known as Simon, lived a simple life. His transformation into Peter, the rock of the church, began when he met a charismatic man named Jesus. Peter's journey with Jesus started as one of the first disciples called to follow him. From the very beginning, Peter stood out among the disciples. He's consistently listed first in the Synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and acts as their leader and spokesperson. Peter was present at significant events in Jesus' life, such as the Transfiguration on Mount Tabor and the agonizing hours in the Garden of Gethsemane. But Peter's defining moments came later. In Matthew chapter 16, Jesus tells Peter, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." This statement is open to interpretation, with some believing the church is built on Peter's confession of faith, while others, particularly within the papacy, believe the church is built on Peter himself and his successors. Another pivotal moment is found in the last chapter of John's Gospel. After his resurrection, Jesus asks Peter 3 times if he loves him and instructs him to feed his sheep. These events underscore Peter's unique relationship with Jesus and his leadership role within the early church. Yet questions about Peter's legacy in the church remain. Was Peter's leadership unique to him, or was it meant to be passed down through the ages? Was Peter's influence meant to persist until the end of time? While these questions may never be definitively answered, it's clear that Peter's influence on the Christian church is profound. His journey from a humble fisherman to a leader of a global faith is a testament to the transformative power of belief. Peter's story continues to resonate, providing a powerful example of faith, leadership, and dedication to future generations of believers. To recap, Peter's journey is a story of transformation and leadership. His role as a disciple, his unique relationship with Jesus, and his legacy in the Christian church make him a pivotal figure in Christian history. Whether seen as the rock upon which the church is built, or a symbol of unwavering faith, Peter's impact on the Christian church is undeniable. His story serves as a beacon, guiding the faithful towards a deeper understanding of their faith. So, as we explore the foundations of the Christian church, remember Peter's journey, a journey of faith, leadership, and enduring legacy.
Have you ever wondered about the journey of a humble fisherman who transformed into a revered figure of faith? Today, we delve into the life of Peter, the celebrated disciple of Jesus Christ, and the intriguing tales of his association with the bishopric of Rome. Picture yourself at the outskirts of ancient Rome, where the hushed murmurs of cobblestone streets echo tales from an era long gone. Here, along the Via Appia, stands a quaint chapel named Quo Vadis. Its Latin inscription translates to, "Where are you going?" And it's here that the legendary encounter between Peter and a divine apparition is said to have transpired. Rewind to 64 AD, to the time of Nero's persecution. In fear for his life, Peter attempts to flee Rome. Along the Via Appia, he encounters a figure heading towards the city, whom he recognizes as the Lord. Stunned, Peter inquires, "Where are you going?" The response, "To Rome, to be crucified again," makes Peter understand his obligation to return to Rome, to stand by his followers, even if it leads to martyrdom. However, let's take a moment to distinguish between legend and historical fact. Did Peter truly arrive in Rome and meet his demise there? The history of the papacy is intrinsically tied to this query, yet the truth remains shrouded in mystery. The New Testament offers insights into Peter's life and persona, but historical documents are vague, leaving ample room for interpretation and conjecture. Through the New Testament, Peter emerges as a fascinating personality. Originally a fisherman, he displays unwavering devotion towards Jesus, yet also wrestles with doubt and weakness. From the banks of the Sea of Galilee to the grand halls of Jerusalem, Peter's voyage is marked by bravery, humility, and occasional lapses. His key role among Jesus' closest followers, the 12, is indisputable. As the head of the early church in Jerusalem, Peter is instrumental in propagating the good news to Jews and Gentiles alike. However, his interactions with fellow Apostle Paul reveal discord and disagreements within the nascent Christian community. Despite his faults, Peter's steadfast faith and resilience radiate brightly, inspiring countless believers to tread his path. Whether he truly served as bishop in the streets of Rome is a subject of debate, but his enduring legacy as a cornerstone of the Christian faith remains undiminished. So, as we traverse the labyrinth of history and legend, we honor Peter, the fisherman turned apostle, whose legacy reverberates through the annals of time, underscoring the power of faith, forgiveness, and redemption.
Peter, a prominent character in the Acts of the Apostles, suddenly fades away from the narrative after chapter 12, leaving a void filled by Paul. This abrupt disappearance begs the question: did Peter journey to Rome, take charge of the burgeoning Christian community, and eventually suffer martyrdom under Emperor Nero? To unravel this mystery, we must scrutinize various strands of evidence. No single piece of evidence categorically states that Peter journeyed to Rome or died there. However, the collective evidence leans heavily towards this conclusion. Considering Rome was the fulcrum of communication in the ancient world, it seems plausible that an influential figure like Peter would gravitate towards this hub to propagate his message and guide the expanding Christian community. The first piece of evidence comes from the New Testament itself. The Gospel of John foretells a martyr's death for Peter, while the first epistle of Peter cryptically hints at his presence in Rome, using the term Babylon as a cloak and dagger reference to the city. Early Christian writings add more weight to this theory. A letter penned by Clement, a presbyter in Rome, speaks of Peter's suffering and martyrdom. Ignatius, another early Christian figure, identifies Peter and Paul as the torchbearers of the church in Rome. Saint Irenaeus, writing in the 2nd century, firmly asserts that Peter and Paul were the founding fathers of the church in Rome. Archaeological findings beneath St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City further bolster the theory of Peter's presence in Rome. The original church, erected by Constantine in the 4th century, was built over a site believed to be Peter's final resting place. When the church was reconstructed in the 16th century, the new altar was strategically positioned over what was thought to be Peter's tomb. In the 20th century, Monsignor Ludwig Kahr sought permission to clean up the area beneath the basilica, known as the Sacred Grottos, home to many papal tombs. The Pope's refusal to grant permission sparked speculation about the hidden secrets beneath this sacred site. So what's the final word on this mystery? While there's no unequivocal proof of Peter's presence in Rome or the specifics of his death, the cumulative evidence strongly indicates that he did indeed breathe his last in the eternal city. Peter's legacy continues to inspire countless believers to hold steadfast in their faith, just as he did centuries ago.